Welcome to How Do We Human. This is the podcast where we talk about all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Spinning.
I'm one of your hosts, Evan Cox.
Today we're going to be talking about cell phone accessories, from ringtones to backgrounds to cases and everything into pop sockets.
Yum.
And everything in between. But first, Evan.
Yes.
I gotta ask, how you doing?
I'm not going to say swell this time. Questionable.
That's
funny.
No.
Because we recorded this and the previous episode back to back, and I didn't
mention
this
you
last
were
time.
You were doing.
I was doing swell.
So well last time.
So well. I don't know. I pulled something in my ribs. I looked this up. This is possible, and it hurts when I laugh or when I cough, and I'm doing both of those things constantly. So I'm in pain, and it's never gonna heal because I gotta keep coughing and laughing.
So there's no solution, is what you're saying.
Basically, this is how I die. That's not what I'm here to talk about, though. I'm just letting you know this better not be funny. If only I could not laugh at myself. I'm too funny. What I want to talk about just happened. That
Oh my
just
God.
happened.
Whoop, there it is.
There it is. In between recording these episodes, I went out and walked my little doggy.
Yep, you and your yo-yo went out there. You did some tricks.
I can still walk the
came
dog.
back inside.
I got my yo-yo in the other room. I'll show you what's what. I'll shoot the moon. Cat's cradle.
Don't do that. It'll affect the tides.
You don't know. You don't know tides.
I'm the Prince of Tides.
Oh, no, never mind. You do know tides.
Gotcha.
I was out there walking
burnt.
my canine friend. And
Yeah.
this happens semi-frequently. And it's always very uncomfortable to me. Because we were recording, I had my phone on silent, but saw a couple of texts had come through. And so in that little break period, I was going to read those texts and respond to them. And like most people, when I do that, I'm just holding my phone kind of down, but in front of my face, not up in front of my face, but down in front of my face at the level of my broken, busted chest.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking down at my phone and holding it and realizing as I'm reading the text that my dog is taking a shit and that anybody walking by, I'm just pointing the camera directly at this. And I feel like people go by and think I'm filming it, and I hate that. So I have to move my phone and turn away from it or stop texting. I don't know why that's so uncomfortable to me, but I do not want to be known as the guy that videos his dog shitting. I don't need that reputation.
Yeah, I mean, I guess everybody, has their fetishes, but I can't imagine seeing anybody standing with their phone out, like clearly looking at their phone while their dog does their business and thinking that, like, is that guy filming his dog? I feel like very naturally I would assume, oh, they're texting while their dog does their business. If anything, I'm more like, that guy better pick up that fucking dog poop.
Oh, I did.
That would be the thing that I would be more, if I were in your shoes, that I would be
She's
more
not
concerned is that
attention.
people, yeah.
Okay. Wasn't saying I was fetishizing my dog.
No, and I know that, but I'm saying that, like, if somebody were to be filming it,
yeah,
they must, like, I don't see any other reason to film your dog taking a shit
for a joke.
Yeah, but
Send it to your friend.
where's the comedy?
There is no comedy, but you're at a point in life now where you should know that most people aren't funny.
Well, that's true.
And there's only so much you can do about that. You got to assume everyone you meet is not funny. And don't set them up for jokes unless you know they're funny. Chris,
Yeah.
how you doing?
I also have a phone related story. Wow.
Wow.
In the phones episode, who would have known?
Who'd have known?
I keep getting a bunch of spam texts and it's driving me crazy.
Yeah, it's been getting bad lately. Like constant calls and texts. I hate it.
And the spam calls are always the same thing. It's always, we're looking to buy property in your area or we want to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. The
Yeah.
spam texts that I'm getting are also the same every time, but
Ugh.
they are uh gross and sexual. They're
Really?
all like, yeah, they're all like, "Hey, you want some freaking bona pills?" Um and I don't know, like, obviously you can and have entered your phone number into certain websites and then
Yeah.
get stuck receiving those types of messages. I have not done this. So either
Hmm.
they pulled my name from some other business's list
Yeah.
or someone else has used my phone number, I guess, on
Possible.
some of those other sites. But it now I can't, like, I don't like to do this anyway, but if when somebody's like when I'm showing them something on my phone, now I'm constantly afraid that the message will pop up before it gets filtered into spam.
Yeah.
That's like, oh man, the ladies hate you in bed. Try one of our cheap pills.
And they might not mention it. So like, oh, must be a different one of Chris's friends. I don't know. Yeah, that makes me wonder, like when that happens, if it is this, because I'll say, not that I'm like signing up for unsavory accounts, but
Right.
anytime like I'm using, if I'm like signing up for a business that I'm just like I do not want to receive emails from them.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a situation where it's like I know I'm not gonna have to what do you call it, where you gotta, oh no, go to your email and click the
Oh
link
yeah, the
and
like
now you can use
confirmation.
email
Yeah.
confirmation. So this is more, I haven't done this anytime recently, more pre captchas. um I would gladly just like change one digit in my email. And they would
Mm-hmm.
take it and my phone number. So there's probably someone who has one digit off of my phone number and my email address that gets all my bullshit. And sorry, whoever you are, probably two people. It's very unlikely that one person has
That'd be the
both.
same.
Although if they did, God, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Let's write a
We'd have
movie
to have
about
them on the podcast.
that. Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like there would be a greater degree. Like they wouldn't have to look that much like me for me to just be like, we're alternate reality people.
Yeah. I definitely get a lot of emails that are not meant for me.
Yeah.
Um and whoever has that other email, I think there are a couple people who all kind of think that they have my email or they use my email to avoid getting the emails they don't
Yeah.
want. But I get so many like every time I unsubscribe from the lists, it's good for like a couple months and then I'm back on the list somehow,
Yeah.
receiving campaign emails all the time that
It's
are like, "Let me tell you a
impossible.
story. If you want the future to be good, you gotta send me money."
Started out the little Don Draper. Let me tell you a
Yeah.
story.
Let me tell you a story. Hey, that's a reference that I don't get, but I do know who Don Draper is.
You get the idea. He loves
Yeah, he tells
drapes.
stories.
He's a drape
Yeah.
salesman.
Does the carpet match?
You know it does.
Let's talk about phone
Okay.
accessories.
Speaking of carpet
This came up
matching
a
the
couple
drapes,
episodes ago.
does your phone case match the back of your phone? That's actually a good question. Does it?
Does the phone case match the back of the phone?
Yeah, like
Like,
you
does
get
it
a
look like the
phone.
back?
You get a phone. You spend all this
Okay.
money on a fucking phone, and you
Yeah.
pick a color,
Yeah.
and it's never going to be seen again until you get rid of the
Right.
phone. Do you, if you're buying a case for it, get a case that's the same color or similar in color, or do you just get whatever the fuck?
No, and I mean, when I buy a phone, it's usually like I just get whatever the fuck, and then I focus on what the case is
Interesting.
gonna look like. Let me. I
I
don't
mean,
even
your
know what
way
the
makes
back of
more
my phone
sense.
looks like.
I care. I don't know why, but I care way more about that.
I'm gonna look at the back of my phone real quick.
I mean, I got
Um. Okay, the
iPhone.
back of my phone
That's
is just
pretty
black.
sexy. I don't want to take mine off. My case is too complicated.
The
It's got
back of my phone is
buttons.
black, and then the back of my case is red and black.
What the hell? All right, so you got a little something going on there. There's a little flair. I
Yeah.
keep mine's pretty basic, and we'll talk about my hand strap in a bit.
Mm.
But yeah, mine's just green. I believe my phone's blue, so similar. I don't
I
know how
feel
to take my
like
case off.
I feel like hand straps, pop sockets. I feel like these are things that would make me more likely to drop my phone,
Really?
but I feel like they're supposed to do the opposite.
Yeah. They do for me. Although I will say, oh man, pop sockets. That I don't know. We don't have time to say what I was gonna say. I gotta.
We're 12
We'll
minutes into the
say it.
episode. What do you mean we don't have time?
Last episode I was going like, oh, this is a joke I didn't say. This is like
Yeah.
a neurosis that I have
Okay.
to admit to because it happens every episode and I don't say it because why would I? It's stupid and it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. Every fucking time one of us says, and it's weird that we both say this as often as we do. Every time one of us says, I will say, for whatever
Okay.
reason in my head, I want to say, Mr. Will say, like Dennis the Menace saying Mr. Wilson.
Okay.
And who would give a shit? It wouldn't make any
Yeah.
sense. It's bad.
Right.
Every
Right.
fucking time one of us says, I will say, I want to say Mr. Will say.
That's
That's
I
bad.
don't know where that comes from.
I don't
Yeah.
either, and I can't stop it. So I just wanted to share that with everybody because I just did it to myself. Uh, maybe I start doing it. We see if it works. Maybe it catches on. Mr. Will say.
I can tell you right now if it'll work.
All right. Save that to the end of the episode. I can't wait to find out.
Okay.
What was I? Oh, I will say, I used to have a pop
Mr.
socket. See, it's
Wilsey.
pretty fun. I did have a pop socket. It worked great until it didn't, and then it came unstuck, and my phone fell. Now I had a decent enough phone in case it didn't break or anything, but that was like, questionable. My strap is pretty fucking secure because it actually loops inside the case. So
Okay.
the part it's sticking to is the inside of the case. And then it comes
Nice.
out the camera hole and the battery hole or the charger hole. It's pretty, I don't, if I pulled as hard as I could, I don't think it would come off. So I feel good with it. I've learned to like my little strap. Related to those items, I do want to say I've never bought a single one. I've had a pop socket, I've had a hand strap, both. I just, if I come across something for free, I take it. and I will use it forever until it breaks.
Where are you
But I
getting
will
these
never
things for
spend money
free?
on them. Work mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made some for an event. The pop sockets. This is a talent agency hand strap that I'm not a member of. I'm not a member of a talent agency. I don't have talent.
I know a couple episodes ago we talked about exclusively auto themed merch, but
Correct.
maybe how do we human pop socket, cuz it's we've already got the
We got the
globe as
logo.
the
Yeah,
logo.
that'd be a good one.
Um I I don't understand why phone companies don't just make their phones
Fuck it.
um yeah, like why,
It's
why are you
all a
making such fragile
fucking racket.
products?
So here's an interesting thing related to that is I am with AT&T. I'm with them. And they're with
Yeah.
me. They give
I
me HBO
stand with
Max.
AT&T.
I do
Yeah.
stand with AT&T. People complain about them. I've never had a problem with AT&T. They're much better experience than I had with T-Mobile. Anyways, um, I use AT&T. Why am I saying this? I don't know. What were we just talking about?
The fact that phones are so
Yes.
fragile.
Okay. So I I forget exactly what this. It was a weird situation where it was like my phone malfunctioned. Like it was obviously a phone error that was not my fault. It just completely like it won't charge anymore or something along those lines. And that was an LG phone. And I turned it into them, but for whatever reason, I had to mail it to them. I think this was pre-COVID, so yeah, definitely pre-COVID, so it wouldn't have been that. But for some reason, it had to be a mail thing for me. I didn't have time to go to a store. Who the fuck knows? And so I sent it off to get a replacement one, but they sent me a what do you call it, a Galaxy, an Android phone. So it's just like completely
They sent
different
you a
phone.
Galaxy?
They sent me a whole
Was it the Milky
Galaxy.
Way?
No, it was Slurbeus 6. Yeah, I should write sci-fi. The Adventures of Slurbeus 6 and the Fourth Kind. It
Wow.
writes
I'm
itself.
in.
Uh,
Yeah.
so they sent me a Galaxy, and
Just tell me when because now you're writing sci-fi. You've already talked about writing genuine erotica.
true. I think a mix and
Is there
match.
crossover?
Yeah, yeah, that feels likely. Slurbeus 6 and the Slurpeus dicks. Perfect.
Perfect. No
No
notes.
notes. Anyways, they sent me a Galaxy, but it was unlike any Galaxy I'd seen before. And I was like, what the fuck is this? It's
Well, I
rugged.
believe they're all unique. Okay.
It was a S7, S5, S7. I forget when this was.
SPF
SPF
30.
30. Uh, and it was like you're asking for. Like it had rubberized edges and little bumps on the corners to protect it. The screen, the edges bumped out so the screen wouldn't like hit a rock if you dropped it. I was like, "What is this? It's amazing." Galaxy's Samsung, they're one of the big phone makers. Like nearly half the phones in the world are Galaxies, and it is. I looked into it. It was only available with AT&T. They didn't make it for any other provider. So there's something there. It's the technology's there. When I had that
Yeah.
phone, it worked fucking great. But there's definitely some underground deals going on with the people that make the cases and shit like that. It's like, no. Because doesn't that always suck when you're like, even if I'm paying monthly, I'm paying $600 for this fucking phone. And I'm like, all right, now I can get out of here after making that big down payment on it. It's like, no, gotta get a case and different thing, the cable to do the thing you need it to do. With my iPhone, I need to get the fucking dongle so I can use my headphones. Now you're spending another like $70 before you get out of there. It's like, fuck me, I hate this shit. Sorry, I got aggro.
That's all right. That's okay.
Just makes me so mad. Ah!
I do something I was going to say that I let pass by was
Ooh.
when you were mentioning how many, like how half of the
Yeah.
phones, man, you think half the phones in the galaxy are galaxies? Wow,
That's a good
crazy.
question. Wow.
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 Have you ever had a custom ringtone?
No. What I had was so back in the film school days, this is 2007. I had an LG flip phone, and I had downloaded 2 songs to it because it was one of those like, oh, I can do that things like you didn't realize
Mm-hmm.
you could do shit with your flip phone, and you're like, oh, so I downloaded. It was those that was my college time. So it was college me. I'm into strictly sad sack music. So I just downloaded Bon Iver's Skinny Love and The Sound of Silence. Great
Wow.
college music, good memories. Um, and so the idea with the LG was that you would download it and then you could use it as a ringtone. But I just wanted to listen to it with those awesome speakers on that LG flip
Yeah.
phone.
Uh-huh.
So I did not set it as a ringtone, but what ended up happening is it started going off anyways. It pushed a button in my pocket. I was in class at film school. We were listening to something, and then like a meme, the sound of silence started playing out of my pocket. And that was really fucking embarrassing. Nobody commented on it. Like if everyone had
Right
laughed,
right when you got your right when your exam was being handed back to you, the big old F on it. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
if people would have laughed, because that's funny.
It is
If
funny.
people would have laughed, I would have laughed. It would have been great, but nobody mentioned it, which felt so much more awkward. Even if it's because no one else heard it, that's always going to eat me alive inside. And so I will
Right.
never have a custom ringtone because I've seen
Yeah.
the darkness, I guess. Have you played
Yeah.
the custom ringtone
Your
game?
old friend.
Ugh, darkness.
Yeah. I have I had an app called Zedge. And Zedge was
Damn.
like a thing where you can just search for a song or whatever and it'll have um ringtones like based around that. So
Yeah,
it'll,
okay.
grab a part of the song and use that as your ringtone.
Yeah.
So I had that for a while. I something I wanted to do and I started doing when I first got a phone in high school. And I tried to keep doing and it just wasn't going to be viable. Was I wanted because you can set a like picture for people
Sure, yeah.
who are calling you and I wanted to try to pull like a character or something from movies or TV shows
Yeah,
that felt emblematic of that person,
totally.
reminded me of that
That's fun.
person. It is fun, but it's a lot of work, and there are some people who just like don't remind you of anybody.
True.
So then it's like, well, now I've got a bunch of people in here who are not um, characters. They're just the first letter of the name when you're
Right.
scrolling through your contacts. It's just here are all the A's,
That's
and
what
like
most of my
three of
phone
them are
looks like.
pictures
It's
now.
boring.
Yeah. So I need to figure out a fun way to have everybody included in my phone. And I don't know how to do it.
Hmm.
I'm open to suggestions.
All I'm thinking about is what I would want my picture to be. And I had an immediate answer. I'm surprised by it.
Paul Giamatti.
No, it's I want my picture to be the wizard from the Sword and the Stone. I want people to see me that way.
You should start dressing in blue robes.
Wizard garb is so in right now.
Yeah. A big, long, pointy hat.
Walk into
Get a big white beard.
Air Apostle. Is that still a store? You guys carry
Oh,
wizard
yeah.
garb? Long robes, tall
Yeah, now
hats.
that they don't have the like shirtless models outside of what was that store, American Eagle? No.
Yeah,
Was
Abercrombie.
it?
Abercrombie and
Abercrombie.
Fitch.
Yeah.
Oh,
You could have gone
fuck.
up to the You think they got rid of the shirtless models because the wizard garb is so in that they were like, nobody wants to see this.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Get some robes on.
on it. I mean, we joke, but like genuinely right now, like that's what coverage is in. Big baggy shit is back.
Coverage is in.
People, yeah, big long coats. You see it around. All the kids are wearing big long coats and baggy pants like it's the 90s all over again. So you could say wizard garb is in. I'm not wrong.
Hmm.
I'm
Okay.
hip. I seriously, genuinely just really fucking hurt my back a second ago. I don't know how, but I'm gonna try
You've
not
been
to
sitting
move.
in the chair this whole time.
I'm starting to wonder if this is not as good a chair. The chair I found on the street and rebuilt,
Oh, shocker.
maybe not as good for my back as I thought it might be.
No
I don't
way.
know. Call me crazy. Please don't. It would hurt my
I
feelings.
damn.
Okay, so you need to yeah, I'm gonna say I'm in the same spot as you, except I never tried anything fun like that. I just have like my family and like one or two friends if I had pictures of them. Like I never going and like going to someone's Facebook, pulling a picture of them off and then putting that as the contact on my phone. It's like I have
That's
to
no
have a
fun.
picture of them, and 9 times out of 10 I'm looking for the worst picture I have of that person because
Yeah,
it makes me
right.
laugh, and then the person gets upset that I still have that picture from like a decade ago where they looked awful, and I do. But yeah, no, like the vast majority of my contacts, it's just the first letter and nothing exciting. I loved the idea of doing characters from movies and television, but you make a great point. Some people are not animated.
Maybe it should be like, hey, here's who I would cast to play this person in a movie. Maybe that's the move.
Okay, yeah.
Because then it's like, I just have to find somebody who remotely can look like this.
Although then if people catch on to that, they're going to want to see who you chose for each of them. And I think some people are
True.
not going to be happy.
I think you're right. The tough thing also is like, and again, I'm not saying that like you guys look so similar, but since people have told you like that you look like Paul Giamatti,
And
right?
Kiefer Sutherland.
And yes, I'm so sorry.
But yes, go on.
I do see one more than the other, but I yes,
The big
you've been
fat
told
liar
both,
himself.
right? But either one is not the age that Evan Cox is.
No.
So it's like, do I put a 50-year-old man's photo for Evan Cox?
I mean, I will.
Maybe with all of the problems he's having with his body, but does that work for everyone?
I will say, Mr. Will say, that
It
the
doesn't work.
it
We don't have
works.
to
It's
wait till the end of
working.
the episode.
I'm never gonna drop Mr. Will say. I feel free. The ex who told me that I look like Paul Giamatti and that was not a bad thing was saying that specifically she thought I looked like Paul Giamatti in Big Fat Liar, not with the blue paint, but a
Oh, interesting.
slightly younger Paul, which she found
Well,
attractive.
see, I mean that's a different thing that we can unpack at some point. Why someone would find that performance to be attractive?
Hey,
But I saw
you're telling me.
a
Sure.
billboard for Billions,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so you've got Paul Giamatti and Damian Lewis and somebody else on the
Love
billboard.
Damian Lewis.
And I definitely thought like, oh, I can see the resemblance in this image of Paul Giamatti
Yeah.
to Evan. But I never would have picked Big Fat Liar.
There's like there's something there. It's not completely off.
But yeah, I do need to spice up my phone life, you know?
I yeah.
It'd be so exciting to see texts and have a little photo associated with it that's like fun, you know?
They keep making Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. How about the Text Us Chainsaw Massacre? That could be a fun update.
Yeah. When I think of fun, I think of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It takes place at a essentially like a call center, but the people that are sending you those spam texts saying "text us back, text us all this money," and they're based in Texas. The Texas Text Us Chainsaw Massacre, and there's some guy with leather faces there.
Yeah.
Again, it writes itself, and wizard garb is in, so everyone's fully covered. This is a hip movie I'm writing.
Yeah.
Texting. That's what's in.
I can't find this photo of Paul Giamatti, so
All right.
it's
Lost to the sands of time.
yes.
Um,
Do you have a custom wallpaper on your phone?
that I've toyed with in the past, but again, it's always like I just grab a. Usually, I grab a picture I took. I this is how bland I am with my phone. Is I just like a couple of weeks ago, my girlfriend was like uploading some cool wallpaper, and I just like looked through the Apple ones and was like, "Oh, there's another one that looks cool," and I used that. Um, in the past, yeah, the only I've done like a photo I took of a place I went, but I've never done anything fun. I don't. Phones aren't for fun. Phones are supposed to be dull.
Well, for something that we can be on all the time.
Yeah.
I like mine to be fun. My custom my wallpaper right now is a photo that I took that like I'm very proud of because it looks like I'm so proud that I took this photo that looks like it could be a stock photo. um, but of the Golden
Oh,
Gate
it's a very
Bridge
nice
in
photo.
San Francisco.
That does look like a
It
stock
like
photo.
it looks like it could be taken by literally anybody, but it was taken by
You
me.
did it.
Yes. Um I I have been asked. There was one person who like saw my phone background and they were like, "So, what's the story?" And I was like, what do you mean?" And they're like, San Francisco on your phone." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I went there and I took the picture and then I put it as my phone background." The
You are a
end.
good storyteller.
Yeah. It was just like I never thought that like there would be a story associated with it,
And
you
I think,
know? It's one thing when it's like some wild and crazy photo and you're like, "What happened there?"
yeah.
But that's just like a photo of a place.
Ye-
That by all intents and purposes could have just been a photo that came with the
I
phone.
think I'm breaking through that psychological barrier. I understand what's happening with me. It's the same reason I'm wearing a black shirt with nothing on it, and that's most days what I wear. Is like I see a phone as a personal thing. It's mine. It shouldn't be a conversation starter. I'm not handing you my phone and telling you flip through all my photos. There's photos
Mhm.
you don't want to see on there. No, not really, but maybe one or two you wouldn't want to see. You know, me looking at a picture of you, thumbs down, plugging my nose.
Yeah, I don't want to see
You
that.
wouldn't want to see that. If it were there, which it's not. Yay! But I think that holds me from like doing anything fun with my phone. I just remembered I did have a I did have a custom background for a while, but again, it was a personal thing. It was for me, and just because it was there, it started conversations, and I'm like, oh no, this is personal. I don't want to fucking talk about this with people because it was there's a famous book, and I read it. How's that for storytelling? The Four
That's pretty good.
Agreements, which is just like a way of looking at life, a way to these four things you agree with yourself to these four things, and I'm like, this makes sense to me. This speaks to me. I want to remember these, so I found a image of them, put it as my background. But now, if I'm in public, people are like, geez, look at Mr. Spiritual over here. Let's talk to him about the Dharma and the Greg.
And the Greg. Let's not forget the
Never
Greg.
forget the Greg. Who played Greg? I have no fucking idea. But let's never forget
Yeah,
him. Who did play Greg? I never watched Dharma and Greg.
me neither. Who played
I can't
Dharma?
think of her name either. Is it
I can't think of a
Jenna
single person
Elfman? Is
associated.
Jenna Elfman Dharma? Let's look it up.
That could be. That could
This is
be.
important. I always mix it up with the other show from that time period I didn't watch, Grace Under Fire. It is Jenna
I thought you
Elfman.
were going to say Will and Grace.
Will and Grace and Jenna
Because that's what
Elfman.
I confuse it with.
Thomas Gibson was Greg Montgomery, so we were close.
I was going to say that.
Who?
Just kidding. I don't know who
Linking to our last episode was in Far and Away, one of those movies I watched in high school. I'm a bit of a Thomas Gibson head.
Yeah.
So, long story short, I'd probably be better off having fun with my phone, having a fun phone case with a design on it and a screen that's fun, that makes me smile. But I'm not going to do that. I don't know why. I can't.
Yeah, I do. I would like my phone to be fun, but also not a conversation starter.
And that's hard.
Like
It's a hard line to ride.
it is a hard line to walk. And I don't know if I can Johnny Cash the situation and walk the line.
Perfect.
I did have a different phone case before this that was like blue and gold for my previous phone, and it really like shocked people. They were like, "Whoa, look at this gold blue and gold phone case.
Is it blue?
What,
Is it
what are you,
gold?
Kardashian?" Yeah.
Is it a dress?
Somebody did say like that it was like a Kardashian phone case, and I was like, this was like $12. This is not a Kardashian phone case.
How much do you think the Kardashians spend on their phone cases?
A stupid amount.
Like, how much can you spend on a phone case? I feel like a phone case is a thing that, like, I don't know, you max out at like $30. Like, what are you getting out of a phone case at a certain point? Unless it's solid gold.
Yeah,
I've never watched Keeping Up with the
Googling most
Kardashians.
expensive phone case in the world. Okay.
I'm Googling.
Gucci has some expensive ones.
What phone case do the Kardashians all share?
All share. Yeah, they alternate on weekends.
This has to be public knowledge. They're two. What phone cases do the Kardashians use in 2022? This is exciting. What's the over-under? How much do you think they cost?
I think that they cost $850.
Well, it has specific ones for all of them, so I'm just gonna say Kim. She's the big one. So there are three. The Lumi original, the Lumi Light Up, which I'm like, hey, there's functionality I didn't know I needed. And then the
I don't know why you would use, but yeah.
Okay, so just the original. Let's buy on Amazon.
Okay.
Currently unavailable. Oh, interesting. Let's try the other one.
Popular.
Must be the Light Up one. Give me a price. Come on. Okay, here's what I'll say. I think I'm right on the money. Uh, this is also mostly sold out, but the rose gold version of it, $40. Not
Okay.
crazy. And then the third one, let's see, $15. All right, they're just like
Interesting.
us.
I am looking at a phone case right now. This is the Alter Ego Stealth Titanium iPhone 13 Pro case.
Okay.
What do you think it costs?
Stealth titanium. This feels like military grade terminology. Um, and I know you Googled most expensive. How expensive could a phone case possibly be? I'm going. Here's what I'll say, Mr. Wilson. I'm going to be wrong, and I'm going to undercut it because I truly, personally cannot imagine a phone case being more than $150.
The answer we were looking for was
Jesus fuck. For
$2,299.
why?
I don't
Just
know.
the material it's made out of? What's it called? I gotta see this shit.
This is the Alter Ego Stealth Titanium iPhone 13 Pro case.
Titanium iPhone 13 case. What's the deal here?
Others will stare. Make it worth their while.
Ugh, it's
The
ugly.
alter ego, it's so
What the
ugly.
fuck?
The alter ego was inspired by you. You, the rebel who refuses to blend into the background, instead choosing to raise the bar every day. Radically transforming the iPhone, the alter ego turns your phone into a spectacular object of power, a showstopper in your hands. Hide and seek is no longer an option.
Jesus Christ. This is
Because if everything you do is special, why should your phone look ordinary?
2 blocks of aerospace grade titanium are CNC machined to form the body of the case. And it's not even a full case, it doesn't cover, which is like, that is part of what I was
Nope,
saying. Like, oh, I'd like to see the back of my phone, but not like this. Not like this.
not
This is
like
not what I
this.
meant. It's so ugly, and there's so little titanium being used. It's over
Yeah.
$2,000. I gotta buy it. This is
It's a
what we
must
get
have.
custom made How to a Human phone cases with.
Oh, yeah.
That's hot garbage. That's insane. It blows my fucking mind.
Oh, here's an article from January of this year. This I'll tell you right now, this phone case is more expensive
Holy shit.
than the one we just looked at. And this is the article is the top 24 most expensive phone cases.
Okay.
The number one answer here is from Alexander Amosu, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Okay.
Um, how much do you think that this this
Just go
costs?
up to 3,000, I guess, because I still think it can't be
Close.
more than 150.
Close at 3,000. We're missing a couple zeros. $2.7 million.
Christ, what is wrong with people? I'm not even looking at the mic anymore.
6,000 diamonds.
Ah!
6,000 diamonds, a gold embossed Alexander Amosu logo, and, well, that's it. Not that you need any more for your $2.7 million.
I actually do. You'd be surprised.
In case it matters, you'll need to get a move on if you want one.
Holy
Only a
shit.
strictly limited number are available for the iPhone 6. It's not the bargain of the year, admittedly, but it would bring some serious bragging rights.
That is ludicrous.
Yeah, that you have $2.7 million to burn.
That's outrageous.
Yeah.
I'm more and more. I'm going down the list, and hey, it's all of them. All these Kardashians, they're using like $15 phone cases. Ah, this one looks expensive. Let's see. Okay, so
Who does this one belong to?
this has the same. I think I was gonna say the last one. I don't know all their names anymore. It's Courtney. Who's it? Chloe? No, Courtney. I think this is Courtney's. It has the same sort of bullshit look of the expensive one, but it's 20
Okay.
bucks. And honestly,
Huh.
it looks better. That's insane. That's one of those like they're just like a top end Ferrari dealership where it's like we just have to sell one of these every 3 years and we're fine.
Yeah.
That upset me. But
Yeah.
now I have something to save up for. I wanted to
Mhm.
show off my personality in my phone case, and that's the one way to do it. Is stealth aerospace grade titanium, like me, the wizard from Sword in the Stone.
I to go back to ringtones and stuff real quick. I did download like different ringtones and different like I can do sound effects for my texts and other like notifications that
Okay,
aren't phone calls.
okay,
But I and it seemed fun at first, and now it's just like my phone's almost always on vibrate, so it's like a
yeah.
waste. And then uh like my I wonder if I can play it actually.
So it
I'll tell you my phone ringtone is the Brooklyn Nine-Nine theme song right
That's a
now.
good one.
So
I like that
that's not
because
bad.
I'm always turned off by when it's like song with lyrics on it or something like that. But
Yeah.
that almost sounds like a ringtone, but cooler.
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can pull up my text notification sound effect.
So
Um
to so I'm clear, it's an app
yeah.
that you can change like the system sounds in your phone. That like
Yeah,
you're
you like
typing,
you
and that goes tick tick tick. Can you change that?
mhm.
Damn
No,
it.
it's I don't think so anyway.
Okay, but
This it's
notifications.
more like you can just add stuff to the
See, this
library
is what I
of
wanted.
ringtones and things.
But can you change your notification sounds?
Yeah.
Alarm sounds?
That I don't know.
I'm gonna have to look into this because I hate all these noises, and I was like, I gotta figure out a way to do this, and I couldn't find anything. So
All right.
yeah,
I'm going to see if this is the right one cuz I rather than going through my system settings, I'm just on the app and I'm assuming that this is the one that I have.
yeah.
So, this is the sound that it would make if I had my sound on and I got a text.
Oh yeah.
So, it's just one of the characters from Futurama going, "Oh yeah."
I said that is funny. It made me laugh, but I would have an impossible time with that. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that. I
Yeah,
couldn't be in
and
public and
that's
have everyone look at me and then be
exactly.
like, "You like Futurama?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah, I it's a very you can't go out in public with it cuz somebody's going to not everybody's going to even think it's your phone. They might think it's you
Yeah.
going, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, that's tough.
Um one time my girlfriend and I were getting a little frisky and I got a
Oh.
text and my phone was still on and it did that "oh yeah" sound effect
Oh
and
yeah.
it's like, "Oh no. This this isn't the way it was supposed to be."
That's the thing. It's a risk.
It is a risk.
And I need to take more risks, but I spend most of my life trying to mitigate the risks. No risks allowed in my life.
Mhm.
I want my life to be boring and risk free.
Yeah, and I want mine to be fun but like
Yeah.
just for me.
I think subconsciously that is also what I want. I've just given up on the idea that it's possible. You're a pioneer and I
Mhm.
respect it. You're trying to make it work.
If anybody listening is in my phone contacts and
Yeah.
you know what picture you think I should put for you, whether it's a character or a celebrity, hey, let me know.
That's the thing that's like maybe like backwards is I had an answer for me. And maybe I just don't have an answer because I'm talking to you. But I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I would do for you.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
don't know what I would do for me either. Because it's the same thing. Like, I feel like I would have to go older, but then it's like, is that weird?
Is this weird? Might be weird.
Might be weird.
Might not be. It's only one way to find out.
I'd lobby for Sam Rockwell.
For you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't look like him, but I'd
I'd
lobby for
consider
it.
I'd lobby for it.
I'd be posted up outside your apartment with
Yeah.
signs.
Okay. No soliciting, sir. Yeah. I
Is
think
it time
maybe
to wrap up here?
I could go. You're Sam Rockwell at the end of Jojo Rabbit in his fantasy garb. I could see that. And maybe I'll change my contact image to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And it would be fun.
Question mark.
Instead of just a C, I just see a C. This is an interesting idea. Maybe I'll try it and I'll report back and see if I have fun.
I can't wait to hear if you have fun or not.
We learned that I apparently have a very hard time having fun with phones. Phones are not fun to me. They're personal and boring.
We
and I
did
need to change
learn.
that.
Yeah, we learned your neurosis of Mr. Wilsey.
Mr. Wilsey joins the podcast.
Um,
Eternal guest.
Please reach out to us, listeners. Let us know if you think that Mr. Wilsey should be Mr. Will Stay.
No, hashtag Mr. Will stay.
Or
Mr. Will
what
go
else?
away.
Yeah. What you know what else you listeners can do is check us out on a variety of hosting platforms, Spotify.
Yum. I said yum because I
Apple
was thinking hostess. I haven't had lunch
Spotify's so yummy.
yet. Yum.
But don't forget to sample Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pocket Casts, howdowehuman.com. Anywhere that you get your podcasts. You can check us out, leave a review, leave a rating, follow, subscribe, any of those options. And check out the back catalog. There's 173 other episodes, and there will be new episodes every Monday.
Hell yeah.
You can also check us out on our YouTube channel that's hard to find. How Do We Human?
Forgot about that.
Sometimes stuff gets uploaded there.
Well, stuff
new things do, for sure.
New things get uploaded automatically. So if you're a YouTube podcast listener and you'd prefer that exists, you can get to it via the bio link in our Instagram.
And speaking of Instagram, you can check us out on our social media. Instagram's one of those social media places. You can check us out at How Do We Human.
We got that handle.
Follow us on Twitter at How Do We Human Pod.
Oh, we tweet those tweets.
Facebook at How Do We Human.
I don't think you're ready for that handle.
Or send us an email, howdowehumanpod@gmail.com.
Really, you could say the best part of that handle is that it's Folgers.
Evan, do you have anything else you'd like to plug?
Of course. So we bulk recorded these last 3 episodes because I'm about to go out of town, and we were just talking after recording the first one and realized I'm not gonna be able to record for a while, and that's not okay. Oh, and I forgot to play my media, so I'm gonna follow that up with this. Maybe we'll go out to that. That'll be exciting. Teaser.
Okay. Little teaser.
That's what they call me. I was like, we can't have this happening. I can't just not be available to record ever. So I wanted to make what do you call, like, basically what I have over here, a soundboard with me on it, an Evan
Okay.
soundboard that you could control for once. You would be in control of what I say.
I like that.
We could have Mr. Will say on there.
Perfect. I love one button I will never have to
We
use.
can have me saying, I will say, and
That
then
one's fine.
slip into Mr. Will say, because that seems likely. You can have me saying hashtag Mr. Will stay. These are all buttons we can have on this. I'm calling it the Cox Talk box. And if you're interested in helping fund this, because it's so expensive to make, we're public and you can trade in Cox Talk box stocks.
Hmm.
So get on over there to coxtalkbox.com. .cox.
.com.cox?
Mm-hmm. I
Okay.
have my own domains now.
Yeah.
I'm not plugging that.
You're the master of the domains.
I am. What do you, Chris?
Yeah.
What do you got going on?
Well, I was thinking, there are so many different places where you can listen to music. Spotify, Apple's got their own music thing that they seem to change the name of all the time.
Fucking it.
Amazon, of course, Amazon Music. But I was thinking, what if there was like a place to listen to music for free and like anybody could listen to it, like as long as like your car had a device where you could just like play music. Um maybe we could check that out. Maybe like broadcast it over some like over the waves, I guess, so that it can just like be, as long as you're in a certain area, you'll be able to play it. Maybe use satellites too for more um, for wider reach.
Interesting.
Um, and I don't think anything like this has ever been done before. Um,
It's news to me.
there could be like some uh probably some commercials on there to help fund it a little bit.
That makes
Maybe you
sense.
could have some people talking, especially during like those morning driving hours.
Someone's gonna have to jockey the discs.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just thinking that those discs need to be jockeyed.
It's a common concern.
And I think that it would be a great way to also like, maybe you hear a new song for the first time and you're
Sure.
like, "Huh, I'd like to hear that again." Well, you're in luck, because with my invention, you're going to hear those same several songs over and over again every day. And so I think that's pretty exciting stuff, and I hope I don't have a name for it yet, but it's tough when it's something like this that's never existed before, to come up with a
Yeah.
name.
How about I'm gonna pitch an idea just right off the top of my head.
Okay,
Song spout.
I like that
Song
song
spout.
spout.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
So everybody listen to the song spout in your car.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of like when I used to work in radio.
Oh,
But
the
I
Cuba
see the
Gooding Jr.
difference.
movie.
Yeah. I was a
Okay.
PA
You, oh, not the best boy.
for like 8 years.
You got some media you want to play?
I do. So this was semi-related. This is more like from the waiting in lines episode, when you're waiting on the phone and there's a, what do you call it, a ringback tone, callback tone, when you're
Oh, sure,
calling
yeah,
someone or a business and they have you listen to wait music.
yeah.
And this, I think I did even mention this in that episode, but I found it because I recorded it because I was listening to it for so long, and it was something I had to do. Like, it, maybe the DMV uses this, something where it was like, I need this. This is a long line.
Yeah.
And at some point, I'm going to have to sit here. And it was like 2 or 3 hours. I'm not exaggerating. I know I'd call out if I was. 2 or 3 hours. So it was like I was working through it and just had this playing in the background. And I ended up falling in love with it and how it's off time. It's short. It's clearly made just for this by one person. And it's weird as fuck. And let's listen to a bit of this delightful waiting
Okay.
music. And that's the whole loop. It just goes over. And it's offbeat.
Okay. Yeah.
3 hours. And I grew to love it. That's all. I was just astounded that I found this file and that it was as clear as it is.
Yeah.
So glad I shared that. That was worth the effort.
It was.
Anyways.
Well, we said that's how we were gonna go out, so
Okay.
Bye.